Alright guys, so today we are going to do a repair on an iPhone X. As you can see, the screen is cracked here. And I have got a new screen, which is bought from eBay. I'll put a link below if you guys want to buy it off. So first thing is a pentalobe screwdriver. So this is specific to the iPhones. It's normally 0.8 pentalobe. I'll put a link down below. So two screws, take them off. And make sure you keep them safe. If you lose them, then you might have to buy them separately. All right, so two screws, easy peasy. So take them off. Once you take them off, you need to have some tool, something like phone opener tool. So this has been used a lot, so there's a band over here, but this band does help for me as well to take the phone apart. So just lodge it in here. Now the screen is broken, so I don't have to be careful of taking it off without breaking it off. So once you take it off, slightly lift it up, and the flexes are over here on the right hand side when you face the phone. So slowly and slightly pull it slightly down, because the camera flex is on the top. So slightly, and then on the side here. All right, so just take off this glue here. Now it's up to you whether you want to put in glue when you want to put in the new screen. But for this phone, they said they don't need the glue, so we can put the screen on as it is, the new screen. So the screws are the tri-point screws for Apple. I have a screwdriver for the tri-point, which is here. Yep. So let's take off the screws. So you got the size of the screws are the same, so you don't have to worry about mixing them, but then just make sure you keep them safe or easy to lose, because they're very, very tiny. So take them off. Oh, one screw is a bit longer. You see this one? So the middle one here is longer. Completely forgot about that, but yeah. So take this the screws. Just the middle screw is a longer one. All right. So once you take them off, and all right, so I think I'm losing my memory here. This screw as well as a longer one, so make sure you keep all the screws in place. Easy to make a mistake if the screws are long and you put it in the smaller slot. So take this bracket off from here. Okay. Now, sometimes what happens is with the bracket, the camera is stuck. So be careful. You might rip the cameras off. If at all, you have to pull it off by force. So just take this flex off from here. Okay. You might need a blade to take it off. So I've got this blade, a hobby blade. I'm just going to try and slightly lodge it on the top side of it. All right, on the top, not trying to damage the flex. There you go. So once that is off, you can disconnect the flex. So this is one of the flex, and this is another one. Yeah. And then we can take this flex off. My son is here in the room. So screen is off. Just going to make sure the cameras are fitted properly. Okay. Make sure what happens is when you replace the screen, sometimes this camera comes off. There's a small, like, kind of a slot there. Make sure you put it underneath the slot, because if it is on the top, then when you press the screen, is your screen gonna crack. So make sure before you fit the screen, this thing goes inside on the clamp here. Okay, just going to show it to you again. See, comes off. If you press, it doesn't go. It has to go underneath at an angle like this, and then you push it down, like push it forward. Okay, so let's take this proximeter and the earpiece off. So you need your tri-point screwdriver for this as well. Need to try and zoom in a bit here. See, this one taken off. It has a small clip on top of it. I'm going to show you how to put it back. So that's the clip here. This has to go here on the top. Yeah, so it has to go here like this. Okay, then this screw here, and then this one here finally, and then you move this earpiece and the proxy sensor onto your new screen. Now this was pretty easy to come off. Sometimes what happens is it doesn't come off, so you need to heat it with a hair dryer. I'm just going to clean this mesh from here so that it doesn't block the hole. Just trying to check under my magnifying glass if it's blocking anything. Yeah, it was slightly blocking some of the hole there. It's a microphone for your loudspeaker. You see the tiny bit of hole here? That's a microphone, so it shouldn't be blocked. If it's blocked, then the other person can't hear you. Okay, so let's take the new screen. So everything in the video has not been deducted. It's a full video basically. So you can take off this protective layer or you can leave it on. It's like I prefer to take it off. So once that is off, normally there is kind of like a guide, but the screen didn't have. So I'm going to use the same one. Okay. So just going to try and eyeball this one, because just try and align the holes first of all. Okay. Once you've done that, same, you put the screws back on. So let's put the 2 screws, and we put the last screw, which is having the clamp at the last. Okay, so this is the other screw. Great, now we put the last screw. So basically align this on the top. I hope you can see this one. I'm going to try and zoom on it. There you go. Then take your screw and then we screw it down. There you go. Make sure it's straight, horizontal, this bracket. Good, I'm happy with that. Now what we do is, this is the battery connector. I just disconnect it for now. Okay. Make sure you are very gentle with the battery connector because there are capacitors below that connector. So first thing first, hold the screen on the sideways, something like this. 3 fingers at the back. You got the thumb and you have your other hand to put on the clamp, the connectors. So this is folded like this, okay? And this goes on the motherboard, this one. Okay, so let's do this. It's a pretty easy repair for iPhone X, so do not get scared. Screens are pretty cheap as well to buy. So press the connector. Connect both the connectors of the screen to the main board. Take your time. If you're doing it for the first time, please breathe in and breathe out. Take your time. If you have fat fingers, it's going to be a bit more difficult for you. But yeah. So I've got my screen connector on. And now it's time for the touch connector. Okay. If you're finding it difficult to align, if you have a tweezer, just hold on to the tweezer, slightly align it on top and press it down. Now it's quite difficult with the finger to know if it's gone in, so I tend to push it down with my tweezer. Just make sure that both the sides are connected, otherwise your touch might have issues working. Now to be safe, I also have a plastic tweezer to press it down. So I'm just going to make sure it's pressed down and make sure this connector also is pressed down on both the ends. Yeah. Now let's press the battery down. Good, and it's time for me to turn the phone on. Let's see if the screen turns on. The battery was low, so I'm not sure if the battery is fully drained now. There you go, it does turn on. So let me fit the screws and then I test the screen. All right, so make sure when you put the screws on, the flex is not bent too much. Make sure you keep it steady. If you have maybe a small kind of like something to hold it so your hands are free, now what you can do is use this. If you have a bottle or a glass mug, anything heavy basically. So once you put the clamp on, you put the screws on. Very simple. Make sure the screws were kept in order. Okay, 1 and 2. How many screws go there? 5. 1, 2, and the middle screw is the longest screw. Screw it down nice and tight, not too much, gently, and then here, and then this screw is the medium one. The middle one is longer than this one, and then this one. Okay, then press this in, put it in. Then now when you close it, you see this clamps here. Can you see the clamps? 1, 2, and 3. So they need to go first. Okay, they need to go first on the top. Then lift your right hand, press it down, make sure the flex is not getting stuck. So you can see it is not getting stuck. If it does, then if you have a spudger, just put it in and press it in. That's it. Then press your screen down. Okay, make sure there's nothing being stuck in between the frame and the screen. Okay, so time for me to charge the phone. Once I charge it, I'll come back. All right, everyone, so let me take the dog away for now. That's the soap dispenser I'm using as my tool holder for now. Okay, so phone is charged. I think 270354. Yeah, that's the one. So the phone has been fixed. I'm going to take off the protective covering. So to test it, just hold down one of your icon and then move the icon across the screen, just checking the touch. If all of things are okay, just move your icon everywhere. Seems to be working fine now. So you know what, this screen